Jody Sue ain't got time for this shit. I done told you I've been making the YouTube. Brandie.
Yeah.
By the looks of that short we just discovered, I would say Andy B 1, JSB 0. Took a loss on this. What's the title, Brandie?
The real Andy calls only because he wanted to keep me from proof of abuse.
Jody Sue, ain't nobody dumb enough to text you shit. We know you gonna put it on blast.
Put it on blast and probably can edit it too. Whatever it say.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
The real Andy B ain't no dumbass.
Yeah.
Boy, I see a real Andy B 1 use it. He knows better. I don't think he says, which we're gonna listen to. Let's just go ahead and listen to it.
I'm not explaining it to you in text. You can talk to me on the goddamn phone. Bye. I'm not explaining it to you in text. You can talk to me on the goddamn phone. Bye.
That tells me he says, I'm not explaining it in text. You can talk to me on the GD phone, right?
Right.
Tells me he's not going to talk about abuse anyway.
Right.
Whatever he's planning on talking about, he thinks he has to explain it. So this ain't got shit to do with abuse.
Right.
This is another example of JSB putting herself out there to be a victim, and there's just a receipt for that. You talk receipts constantly.
I'm just saying, if you're going to claim you're abused, you need to have real proof. You should not say something that's serious without, being able to back it up, in my opinion.
Exactly. Because there are tons of women out there that are going through the real thing right now.
Right.
And it's not fair to them to be saying this kind of stuff.
I agree.
Because he said, I'm not explaining it to you. That tells me that ain't got shit to do with no abuse he's committed.
Yeah.
And it's probably the only damn little message he'd ever leave you, because he knows what you probably, in our opinion, will do with it. You'll make it into something it ain't to make yourself out to be a victim.
Yeah. Y'all might get mad because I say this, but even he was given a restraining order. Isn't there usually a reason the judge has to grant that?
Yeah, the judge has to sign off on restraining orders. They just don't hand them out.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Does she have a restraining order?
Well, it seems like to me, she don't need one. She never leaves her house and streaming.
Yeah. But
she's on camera 18 hours a day. You know?
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
And ain't got him doing shit.
Don't get me wrong. Abuse is not right. I'm not saying that she wasn't abused, but the proof she's given us is weak.
Lackluster.
Yeah.
And she's been away from him for quite a while.
Right.
You know.
Why bring it up now?
Yeah. And we're telling YouTube about all the crazy wild shit with him. Why ain't you beat down the doors of the TBI to get some justice?
Everybody say it's for Summer. Is that for Summer? About your marriage and what happened?
Yeah.
You know?
Is you trying to trick him into leaving you a voicemail you can claim is abuse? Is that helping Summer's case? Is that helping the cause?
Right.
No, it's not. I'm not saying Andy's a great guy. He's not. I've seen his record. He's no saint.
Right.
But it seems like to me that didn't have shit to do with what you're trying to frame it as. In my opinion,
right.
It seems like to me you're just trying to get some shit started. You know, I hope this is old, because you shouldn't be violating your restraining order.
Right.
Sad. And all this is just more noise in the Summer case.
Yep.
That we don't need. I guarantee there's people thinking, oh, this is tip worthy. Let me call the FBI. Hey, Jody Sue, has video, there's people that will do that. So, maybe there you are. Brandy's gonna be staring at the top of her head. She's catching up with some stuff. Working chat. We're a little low on manpower tonight.
You'll be okay. We got you guys here.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Thank you for the super chat. Did you read it?
Thank you, Empress Nero.
I couldn't pronounce that. I didn't want to say something wrong.
Sweet name. Thank you.
Thanks
so
for
much.
thanks for everybody that came over from
Yes, ex parte protection orders are handed out hand over fist. No one wants to be the judge who didn't grant a protection order to the murder victim. Amen on that.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. A lot of times people do need a protection order and they don't get granted. So I don't know what determines that, but
yeah,
there should be a better system about that. Cam and Allie will be here in a little bit.
On their way.
They're getting their kids settled. They said in the chat. But we're gonna have fun tonight.
Yeah, we are, man. I hope Cam ain't lost his energy because he was wired up earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, we getting live Cam tonight.
Definitely.
Then I was like, oh, he's gonna run out of awesome shit to talk about before he comes to ours.
He never does. I'm sure we can figure out something.
I think he's got it handled.
Yeah.
Hi. Charlie K. Where's Charlie? Where's Charlie's ranch? Shouldn't he have a ranch?
Yeah.
Is that the right Charlie K?
Let me look.
Yeah, maybe it's the wrong one. Cracking cases, love them. I will try and follow those rules. I will try to behave. That's all we ask.
Just try. Yeah.
Just try. I mean, come on. We're all adults, okay?
Everybody have their own opinion here. Like, we won't kick you out, but you gotta be respectful. You can't say anything mean.
Yeah.
But if you don't agree with everything, that's fine.
Exactly.
We're adults here.
All of us. Everyone. I've looked at my demographic.
And it's hard.
I think we're all over 40 almost.
Right. No.
Yeah, Cam might have some younger folks.
I'm not 40.
I didn't say you were. I said our demographic. The people who watch us, I've seen the demographic. Why are you trying to mess up flow this early in the
I didn't
show?
want them to think I was that old, dog. I'm not 40, y'all.
Nobody thinks you're that old.
Okay, I hope so.
All right. For those of you that ain't been here and have no clue, tell us how old you think Brandie is in the chat. Let's see who hit first. Now, if you know, don't say it because that's cheating. We're just going to get the fresh opinion.
No, this would be bad.
I think it'll work out great for you.
Okay.
58. Damn. Over 40.
How they know that?
29. Mary Gross.
Thank you, Mary. I'll take that.
Pineapple Pam, 29.
Thank you.
Kelly G, 21. Coconut Cream, 42. Jackie P, 38. New Orleans lady, 32. 30, 42, 32, 32, 36, 42, 30. Hi, John Brandie. Nice to see you. Tina Bolger. Thank you, Tina Bolger.
Tina, how are you?
Man, thank you so much. We got more super chats in the first 10 minutes we have in the last 8 months.
Dude, you crazy.
We're struggling this. Everybody is, ain't they?
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you damn right, man. We went to the gas station the other day to fill up. I was like, oh, here's a kidney. Damn. inflation.
Yeah, it's
Right.
awful. Everybody's having a hard time, I think.
I've never been to the mart so much and seen so many empty shelves yourself.
Walmart, yeah, it's bad.
Is it getting any better? I don't go a lot.
No.
About the same?
Yeah, it's not no worse. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Like, y'all pumped up? Old enough to know better? Oh, I think a lot of people were given their own ages.
Oh.
I'm hoping, because I know people don't think you're 69, 79.
I hope not.
59.
Yeah.
I thought I was already, like, I already had my hands up for the smack, for the cross arm.
Ah, it's okay. Age is just a number, y'all.
That's right. I don't feel 35.
You are 30.
I can't believe I was excited for $3.95 gas. LOL. Damn, I'd have been pumped too, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. I was excited down at our gas station. If you have a card down there, you save 25 cents on a gallon. So
Yeah.
And you don't have to buy anything or anything. You just get it every time you put your phone number in.
And see, you can earn straight cash there too.
Yeah.
They owe me $30
Yeah.
right now. I'm saving it up for vacation.
Yeah. Anytime you buy gas or anything, you give them your phone number. You have a card, and you save so much percent. It adds up over time.
It sucks though. If you get gas, they won't tell you your points because for some reason the gas don't get included. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm up to like 30 smacks. I'm pumped.
Anything going on important the last couple of days?
We miss anything? I know a lot of people. Well,
we haven't had a live in what, a week or weekends? A little
feels
while.
like 6-7 years.
Yeah. We took a little break.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had to get our kids from
Parkersburg.
Yeah.
You can say it, man. It ain't like they're there now, right?
Yeah. I don't like giving location out.
Yeah, you're right. But as long as you don't, Parkersburg's a big ass town. We went over this last time, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'm late. Here, Ezekiel Harry found.
Was he?
I'm late. Add to here.
Ezekiel Harry is found. I have to look that up.
8 days was last live. God, was it, Chuck? No.
It's been a little while.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah, it's Friday. It's
We did Wednesday.
July 4th. It was July 4th. It was July 4th.
We didn't do one last Wednesday.
No, it was the 4th of July. We did our last one. Remember? He don't remember. He's a man. He don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to a bunch of shit. Ziggy interview with X Hooked.
We were listening
Y'all
to that.
throwing us some brain teasers today, man.
We were listening to that.
It's been a while, John. Hi, Flaws on the Coleslaw. White Rabbit.
Hi.
What's up? Lisa Mounts.
I've really been into the Dylan Rounds case.
Country Christian. Go ahead.
How about you? You like that case?
Yeah. I think, I mean, I just want to be honest. I think it's going to end bad, and I hate that.
Well, yeah.
Hey, we're here. We are in the backstage, guys. LOL. Oh, shit. I knew that, man.
I'm sorry. We're sitting here.
We're rookies, guy.
There you go.
He's giving me the.
I don't know what's going on with my green screen.
I'm just like going in and out over here. For
It's because you got a green shirt
I
on.
told you.
Y'all look like Max Headroom, don't it?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
What are you
And
doing?
I'm glad you got here. I was stumbling out the gate.
No.
Well, what's up, man? I appreciate you letting us come on. I haven't lost my energy. I don't know. I got passionate about that earlier, about old Miss
See, I mean, just the beginning, and I never caught up on what was going on.
Yeah, we missed.
Refresh those that weren't there, because it looked like you was on a roll.
I was just telling Jody Sue, look, you know, you're not that special. Nobody's coming out and attacking you. Nobody has any desire to follow you. Nobody, like I told her, I said, I have my own wife that's way more prettier to look at than you, Jody Sue. And so don't accuse anybody of coming after you. What you should have done is went to law enforcement and told the truth from the get-go instead of saying, I got a puzzle piece. I got this.
Yeah,
I got the missing,
Thank you
what?
for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, what are you thinking the getting called in thing was? Did that happen, or what are you thinking? Well, they said she got called in. She had to go in and report to the sheriff about something.
I don't know. She had talked the way you can never tell with her because she will act. She'll never own up to anything. But
Right.
I know Andy had to go talk to him, and I think it probably had to do with her coming out with her saying that about the whole sedating whatever. That was just her being angry that he was on a live stream talking because she's tried to silence him. And I'm like, if that woman will go that far to make up something just to get back at her ex for talking, like to say something like that in a missing child's case. Yeah, I don't know, man. Either she's crazy. My opinion is, I don't know. I think that she's hiding something bigger, but
I think that too.
Aurora said,
You
"Can't
think
give
I
us
think she might be hiding something.
When you say something bigger, though, do you think pertaining to Summer or not?
Yeah, I think like my honest opinion, I thought she might have been covering for her son. He's going off to the military, and the first thing I said was, look, the military can get rid of some charges, but if it is something like this involving a child, I don't think they can make that go away there, buddy. I don't know. Just because of all the stuff where him allegedly creeping around the property when he had permission to be up there. Who does that? What is it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I tell you though, man, I hate to have to play devil's advocate with you. I just think Jody Sue's full of shit. I don't know it. I swear. I think she just does this to keep the story alive. When you stream for 16 hours a day, you've got to drop a bomb about every other day to keep up.
But why throw Dobbs like she did under the bus? Why immediately and then step back and say, well, I don't think he's really high up on my list? Why come out and say the parents didn't do anything? Summer was well loved and
taken care of. And then change your whole opinion later after you see where it's going.
Yeah, they sold him out after the heat got on. She was there in the beginning.
I just think.
What you think it was just Jody Sue and the son?
Dude, I don't know exactly what it is, but with her involvement with every RSO that's around, down in that area, and then we hear this new stuff about 423 Chase's brother, Gene Wishing, being an RSO and having ties to her. If she has those kind of people around and her children around, she's even said statements about some of Andy's issues are rubbing off on her son, talking about the perverted stuff. And then look at his Facebook post of everything having to do with being sexualized and saying, let a man do what was that one? I need to show those. That's what I'll do. You want to see his Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you bring it up?
Yeah, I can share my screen. Let me find them real quick and I'll do that.
Hell yeah, man. We need to do this all the time. You can work it better than me. I'll just tell you what clips.
Yeah, let me find these real quick. Talk to
They're still both like disappearing, but
cracking cases. Cam and Allie. Hey. I was cracking cases.
Do what?
Somebody just commented to themselves. I agree she is a liar. Yeah.
I'll put that.
I think Jody Sue's full of shit. I swear I do.
That's a good
I think she's full of shit.
but
She puts a lot of time to cover up stuff and lie.
and she always has a cover story for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, have you ever seen the Meeting in the Woods video?
Yeah, about about her wanting people to come and not wear perfume or cologne or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that? You think she's on something, or wigging out, or you think it's a Klan meeting or something?
Well, she got involved. It's been proven that she was involved with a lot of the Black Lives Matter movements and stuff, and I think that she was trying to maybe make an impression on a certain group of people or something. That when Andy,
dude, you are breaking up horrible.
For real?
Yeah, I think you're about to freeze.
I have this other screen pulled up. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, that's better.
How weird. What is happening? I don't.
Dude, they told a lot of people in the chat told us that I need to refrag or defrag this computer and do. I'm gonna go back and do all that. That's what's going on with my stuff.
I still don't understand. Look at the camera though; it's so bad.
It's because Restream doesn't pick up like StreamYard does.
Oh, okay.
And that's if I could.
Oh,
I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing shade. I swear.
Oh, just
Yeah, I use
software. If one for human.
No.
We used Restream for a long before we switched over.
Yeah.
That's what we started with. So.
Go change your shirt, woman. Like you're just you're not there right now. You're just
How am I?
She disappeared. Where's she at?
Okay.
She goes.
I'm literally standing right here. That's so weird.
Check this out. I'm gonna refresh.
You're paused.
You're froze, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh. Hold on.
Okay, refresh. Okay. We're here. We'll be here.
It's my streaming stuff. Bullshit. Hey, y'all have any issues with me? If I froze?
Be nice.
I'm just picking on him, man.
Okay.
He told me the other day, he was like, you need to get StreamYard. I was like, man, I'm technologically challenged, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Squall Tit said Jody Sue is on the BLM side.
Oh, really?
I don't know about that, man. Not after the Meeting in the Woods. I have to question that.
There's an article today saying that KK hate groups are active in Tennessee.
JSB throwing voodoo on you, Cam.
Hey, John Davis, True Crime, did you get my email, Steph Hammond? Did we get it?
Yes, ma'am, I did. We're going to do another live probably Friday, and I'm going to read it on there.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, we just let the guest kind of answer questions.
Is that the one we were thinking about doing a video on?
Yeah. No, it's a different one.
I know which one you're talking about.
Hi, Poppy Red Mustang. Mary Murphy. Common Sense. How you doing? 101. Y'all like my sign? I drew it good, didn't I? Or does that look like a kindergartner did it? We're supposed to be Crackin and Cam's StreamYard, which is so great.
No, it was Crackin. This video.
Oh, was it?
The sound was Crackin.
Bad, yeah. Good morning, all of you beautiful from the Philippines. I love you all. We love you too, Josephine.
Oh, that must be Josephine, not even the Philippines. It's Josephine.
Good morning, Josephine.
It's morning there. It's night here.
You know, Cam was saying she's connected to all them. I didn't realize that.
Me either.
That really makes you wonder about, and these are just my opinions.
Yeah.
And, you know, Brandie, she's just telling you her opinion.
Right.
But in my opinion, if there's that many connections, that makes you think there could be a ring.
What, with KKK?
No, with the pedos. A pedo ring.
Yeah.
You got that many of them that know each other, and, you know,
they're all connected.
They're connected. When pedos are connected, that's a ring, in my opinion, if there's too many.
Yeah.
And it don't even, it don't even have to be trafficking. It could be movies or you know, pictures,
stuff. Yeah,
anything.
Trading. Yeah.
That's weird to have a bunch of them that know each other that well. That makes you really, really think.
Intertwine with the law enforcement in the area. Some of the law enforcement, if you look at the background, bad histories. Like Kim did a live on it.
Yeah.
So Something fishy in that area. I don't know what it is, but there's something up. That whole Carly Trent case, I thought it was weird too, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just now thought it after he says that. That makes you think, and I think it's totally possible that could be the connection to why Summer could be missing.
What?
A ring.
A pet ring, maybe. I hope not, but
I pray not, but there's still hope. JDTC, why was Tim Mullen the one filming only Summer in church? Is that or shit? Because Tim Mullen's a strange cat. That's all I could tell you.
was he the one that did all the filming? I didn't know that.
I don't think they're saying he did it all. I think they were saying he did some highlights of just having it on Summer.
Gotcha.
I know that I've seen one thing where like he gets near her, don't he? And she's creeped out by him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty yeah.
You know, you wouldn't think that there is pedo rings, like they trade kids like parents. I swear to God, they pass their kid around. It's nasty, but it happens.
Yes. Dobbs was some creepy stranger on the property, LOL. She was telling the truth. Yeah, I mean, if you've seen him on your property, I'm not saying he's a bad dude,
Right.
but you'd be like, whoa,
Well,
this cat looks kind of wild,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not trying to be offensive, Mr. Dobbs. Don't take it the wrong way. I think you got a bad deal.
Yeah. See, physically, I don't think he could pull off no kidnapping,
No.
abduction, or anything of the sort.
If he is involved, it means that there's somebody that helped him.
Yeah.
He didn't ninja it up the damn hill
No.
and slide in there ninja style, belly crawl driveway.
It didn't happen, y'all.
Nah.
So,
Mm-mm. Could he have done it? Yeah, possibly, but it wasn't going to be something that was going to be super quick. And if that went down the way it was told, that was super quick.
yeah.
Oh, there he's back. All right. There he is. What's up, man? Refreshed?
Oh, I see Allie. I see both of you now. So that's good.
We're still. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't.
Yay.
We're straight?
I think so. I want to apologize to y'all. I'm sorry
Yeah.
we're having this issues.
No, you're fine.
It's like hit or miss sometimes, man. It's like you know, one day, like with my live earlier, it runs smooth, and then the next 10 minutes, I won't do nothing.
We have issues too.
We got trolls too inside our.
Yeah, messing with us.
I get them in the
Yeah,
chat. I get them inside my computer. It screws my signal up.
What?
Well, it's Jody Sue is hating on us, and everybody's so bad that it's just like her hate is like going through the airwaves, and I mean that is an angry woman. That's what
For real.
she is angry.
Dude, I couldn't tell you. I don't get the time of day. I got blocked on question number 1. Never to be seen again.
Yeah. She is hateful, though. Like, I don't know.
How much was the membership? That's the only way I'm going to be able to participate.
Oh,
Apparently.
no.
You still can't participate
She
if
blocked-
she has you blocked. You can only see her members only.
No.
I might not be able to comment or be in the chat, but I get all the other perks, Jody
Yeah.
Sue.
She thought she could cancel her membership, and that's not how it works.
Right.
Can you keep rejoining?
I don't know. I thought about even going as far as disputing it with YouTube, but I was like, no, I ain't even gonna
Right.
waste my.
Yeah.
I was like, how can you block a paying member?
Yeah, right. Who loves your content?
Yeah. She's just spiteful over and her ex. Is that his Andy?
Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets jealous when he gets some attention, I think.
That's what's up her butt lately, man.
Yeah.
Is she ain't.
Trying to
This
get
is the
back in
worst
there.
thing that could have happened to her.
Well,
Andy figure out how to go on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
tell me why
He's been-
she wanted to keep him quiet for so long. And we even have
Oh,
others.
yeah.
Ziggy even said when she was talking to him or talking to her that she said, maybe when I'm It was around the time she did the Fred Hill interview. She said, the first one, she said, well, maybe I can talk to Andy while I'm down here. And Jody Sue lost it. Like, she was like, no, you can't. When they got her, when the people that tried to put her in a safe house, because she said she was just so scared and in fear of her life at the beginning,
Right.
they put her in a hotel out there. And the person who bought her and paid for the hotel, and not just a cheap one either, got her a nice room at Holiday Inn. And she said, I can't stay there because Andy runs his prostitutes out of there. I'm like, come on.
What?
That's what she tried to say. Dude, there's some reason that she tried to paint him so bad. He has some damning evidence on her or something.
That's what I think. Something's not right there. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with her hatred of him or whatever it is.
She don't want him to talk.
I think it's stalker crazy. I think she's butthurt because she had to move. Because if you've seen her history, she owned half of Ben Hill herself.
She did?
No,
Who?
she didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
She had to, like,
yeah, she thought.
was
Yeah, because she was up.
passed down.
Yeah.
She was like, I'll stick with Andy and I'll have me a piece of land up here on Ben Hill. You asshole, stay.
I'll go a step farther, and in sarcasm here, people. So don't take it for word, fact. But she, she took the soil sample. She knew every rock and every mineral in there.
Yeah.
She knew how to survey. Let's see what.
She's a tattoo connoisseur.
Yeah, let's see what else she knows all and
everything.
And can, why hire any company when you can just get Jody Sue?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a jack of all trades, no doubt.
She knows how search and rescue should do things.
Dude,
at the beginning, she made us believe she owned that piece of land.
Hey, how long was it before you figured out she didn't own no land?
Well,
Did y'all figure that out?
Did you know it right off the bat?
I didn't.
Well, by looking into the stuff with Dobbs, we found out that it was Andy's mother that owned a good majority of it. But I've just recently found out that Polly owns as much property as what she does out there. Now Jody Sue did. She was acting like they were trying to buy, like herself was trying to buy up all the land. But let me add this in. She lived out. Her and Andy lived out there for
a good while,
over 13 years, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And she was evicted on September the 6th by Polly.
Right.
So I want to know what the undertone is for that. Why all of a sudden, because
and I mean, at the same time, in Polly's defense, she's Andy's mom, and here all of a sudden Jody Sue comes out blaming Andy for all this stuff.
She wasn't at that time.
Yeah, she was, because she'd already gotten the restraining order because she got it in August.
Yeah, well, she got it August 2nd, and then Damien took out another one on August 19th.
Yeah. So
who did he take out one against?
Andy, because something happened in the one that Jody Sue filed, the protective order she filed on August the 2nd, was not in effect as soon, as early as the 19th. So not very long at all. Then Damien, on the same day that hers went up, he filed another one. So, yeah, I don't know. They went to extreme lengths to try to keep him away from there. And
I thought that was why the mom kicked her off, was because she had these protection orders against her son, and she's like, I'm gonna let you live here if you're gonna be doing that shit.
And that's possible. I mean,
who's her supporters that are in here? People are saying we got her supporters in here.
Where?
I don't know.
On the chat.
Yeah, I'll drop a.
We'd love to bring you up.
No, he wouldn't. But you're welcome to be here in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We love differing opinions.
Please tell Jody Sue to go check out my live from earlier, because I got something she needs to hear. She'll love it. She'll love it. And I just really, she might. I just want her to be, answer. Jody Sue, you can come up on ours anytime if you have any feelings you want to. And I'm sure John Davis the same way. And Brandie. come over here anytime if you want to dispute or you feel that something we're saying is wrong, because you don't do that. You don't face your opposition, but you sure as hell sit over there and throw hate on everybody else, but then you don't answer anything when questions are asked of you. Why?
Right.
She don't have answers. She's got lies.
Yeah, and Jody Sue, on your channel, nobody can just had one comment. So you got yourself in a fishbowl with ass kissers. You ain't living in reality.
Right.
Yeah, true.
She can say whatever she wants because there's nobody there that'll.
I wouldn't want a bunch of yes men. Like every subscriber I had, thought I was just the best thing since sliced bread, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Did you hear the part that I said even in my life? We did for the longest time. I was really trying to be a people pleaser, even when I started this channel.
Right.
But I've gotten to the point and have been for quite a while now that, and I know my wife's the same way. If we have questions, if something doesn't make sense, I don't care what your credentials are, how popular you are, how much the subs like you. I don't care. We're going to ask that question and because, Summer deserves it.
Yeah.
Just because somebody is over here,
I
somebody thinks they're on a pedestal, that doesn't make them
any better
or no, not available or not untouchable or whatever it is. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but that's how things act. That's how people act here on YouTube. Because look at Jody Sue for the longest time. Even some creators that are now throwing shade, that's what I said, that are now against Jody Sue, they're acting like this information that everybody's talking about is brand new. No, when y'all were supporting her and putting your all's necks on the line as creators for Jody Sue, this was out here. We were all talking about it, but y'all also said that we were all stupid, and Jody Sue didn't say that, and liars.
Right.
But now they're over there playing people's videos and saying, yeah, I can't believe this woman. Get real with yourself, and then you can be real with everybody else.
YouTube is like high school, I swear.
Yeah.
It's like mad because other creators come on your channels. Like, it's just awful.
Yeah.
You should be able to do what you want to do. Yeah, it is dumb.
I appreciated what your husband said to me on the phone yesterday. And this is upfront and honest, and this is all I ask of anybody. Is he said, what was the word? He said, I hated y'all because of what other people said. And that's the main problem, because people don't look at certain creators for themselves to make their own opinion.
They hear from other creators, other subscribers, and then they just base their opinion off that without any actual facts.
But John was very upfront and honest. He
and we appreciate
and
that.
I appreciate
really
it.
Yeah.
People need to go and listen to somebody, then voice your. If you don't like it afterwards, then say that. But
yeah,
you know how many.
To be fair, I have to be fair though. I haven't really give Jody Sue a fair shot.
I have,
because I can't listen but 5 minutes of her ass before I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't hack it.
Well, to be honest with you, that's how we were in the beginning too.
We never said a word against her till
and
really 2 months ago.
We were even still saying, well, how can law enforcement say that scream was unfounded? How can they do that? How can they say
three people didn't hear what they heard?
Right. But then once we started actually paying attention to her, then
do you know what made me actually look into hers? Because I went to defend her son when nobody else was, and she attacked me as soon as I did it. And I was like, why are you coming after somebody who's trying? That made red flags go off to me. So then when we looked deeper, I was like, wow, she painted this picture of I'm a sick woman. Yes, she might have cancer. Nobody is saying she doesn't.
Right.
And nobody, but she says she acts like that of her domestic violence. If that's even 100% true now, that she couldn't have anything said to her, and that she built this wall around her. She put it out there that oh, look at me, how dare you say anything about me? But come to find out, maybe Andy was the one that was being abused in the relationship, because
dude, I think it's totally possible.
I do too.
I don't see her as the victim. I've never seen a victim like as bold as her. Like, I don't think a victim would tell some horrible secret on a dude on YouTube without being in fear for her life. And she wouldn't have done that if there was any real fear of Andy, in my opinion. I'm sorry, maybe she would have. Maybe I'm wrong, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I agree.
So,
unless he was somewhere that he was not able to access her. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were so scared of somebody who's still just down the road from you or in the same town as you, then you're not going to go all over YouTube and talk and say all these horrible things most of the time, in my opinion. But
I agree. I definitely agree.
I'm pretty sure he knows where the camper is, and I've camped a lot in the camper, and them doors ain't shit. He'd be in there in no time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was gonna say this. I'll let what's your show. I was just want when we get a chance here in just a minute, I want to bring up that video that you asked me about.
Oh, okay.
Dude, fire off if you want to.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Enchanted Life Path had put up a video trying to bring up that old billboard stuff, and it was actually at a vigil for summer in Rogersville
in
October. Well, I was talking to Robin in that clip, and I said, and I wasn't, you know how when people will say, you're trying to imply, hey, in a very short amount of time, well, look how great people are to donate towards that billboard. Because why would something like that not be a good thing? But of course, you got somebody like 423 Chase that's got ill intentions. But back to what I was saying in there is I said, look, we made somewhere between $500 to $1,000 in, like I said, 5 minutes. I was trying to imply a very short time. Now let me explain. We raised $520 from our channel in the first day or whatever, and then Chasing Truth, she donated $150, and then Twister gave $200. So that together right there, I didn't know the exact number because I didn't know the shitstorm that was headed our way with this billboard. I didn't have to know the exact amount. So I said somewhere in between that. He's trying to, I've already had these kind of conflicts with Carl. Carl tries to make something, that's what he does. He tries to build a something out of something little. And he's been a mountain out of a molehill. And he's made that happen for some people. He can do that. And he knows how to twist things.
Right.
But, it's just so.
Well, dude, you're standing there beside Robin, and I know you can tell that you're being filmed.
Yeah.
I don't think if you were trying to hide something, whoever was filming that, they were a little ways back. You wasn't even whispering. You were talking loud. I mean, it's stupid to think there was something nefarious going on, and you was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna do some shady shit, dude. It'd be best to shoot right there if you could. Thanks."
Yeah, right. That was my clip anyway, because it was from our video. Really? Yeah. So
that's what I
walked up there. When I walked up there, he had just started talking to Robin, and she was talking about how kind people were and how supportive they were, wanting to help Summer and her family. And so he brought up the billboard because this was the same week that all of that was happening when we started raising money for the billboard. At that point, we had already stopped raising money, but
only 2 days did we have any donations coming in, and we stopped it there. And there's proof of that. So, now Chase, on the other hand, this dude never said how much money he raised, not one time, and he was raising it after the billboard went up.
Right.
Wow.
Sick.
Yeah, dude, and like you want to really talk about him too. How does that dude start a channel before Summer goes missing called 423 Chase, which is Summer's favorite, Paw Patrol character? And there's some shady shit with that dude. 100.
Yeah, it's weird. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's awful.
But I thought it was funny because Carl plays what y'all said like 5 times in a row. And I'm like, damn, dude, the first time I didn't think it was shit. You don't need to play it. It's still the same thing.
Right.
And he was acting like it was such good proof of something. And I was like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
You know? I was blown away.
It's pretty bad. Like, everybody's not out there talking about Summer. They're talking about other YouTubers, trying to get other YouTubers in trouble. You know, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
That's what the problem was back then. Every time people get on good research and get to maybe uncovering something, and people think, well, just don't you don't have to talk about it. Don't defend, don't bring it up. Well, people don't understand on this side of things. If you don't address certain things, it'll grow to so big that it can cause real problems in your life. A little rumor can grow.
Exactly.
So, you know, but go ahead.
You had already seen that, and you know, somebody said that to me, and that shows you, you know, that it kind of feels like it was trying to be like, you know, you should see this, and I was like,
I seen it.
That's kind of lame. I seen it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that person's a bad person, but that
trying to start maybe something.
I got you. Yeah, and that's what happened.
Might have been doing it for the right reason, you know, possibly. But in the end of it, it's a big nothing burger.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and like we were talking about on the phone too yesterday. Me and John talked on the phone for the first time for quite a while, and you know, I told him, I said, when the first week I came out on my channel, I said, here's my record. Here, let's go over it. Here's everything you want to know, because I'm going to be transparent. That way I don't have to sit and explain stuff when something's uncovered. It's all out there.
You have nothing to hide, then there's nothing that
Look, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of my past. Yes, I am. But guess what? I grew from it.
Right.
And now all they can do is, because I said, hey, I'm a recovering addict. I changed my life. Now, because I said that, the only thing they have is to say, look, he's on drugs. He's on drugs every time. I'm like, dude, like it gets old, man.
We've gotten accused of that here lately.
Yeah.
Well,
it's sad. It really affects me. It don't affect him as bad, but I don't know. It does.
Well, I mean, it's weird that you have to think about that kind of shit, because when I'm doing something, I'm like, got a sniff, and I'm like, damn. If I sniff, some asshole is going to be like, did you see that? Bring it back. Play it again.
Or rubbing your nose and thing. Oh, his eyes are off the red.
Oh, God. My eyes are like wildfire, according to the crowd, most nights.
Somebody said that are you having a medical problem, Cam, in the chat earlier? And I was like,
yeah. It's awful how low people go. I swear.
They used to tell.
No, I've gotten a lot of hate because I have it's chronic sinusitis basically. So my nose is just constantly either running or stopped up, and I can't do nothing about that because it's from an autoimmune disorder. But obviously it means I'm on drugs.
Oh yeah.
It's so stupid.
High school stuff, drama. I swear it's awful.
Well, guys, let's have some questions, Cam. You'll answer questions, won't you?
Yeah, I'll answer anything, any and everything. But if I don't have the answer, I will simply say I don't know.
I like doing that. Throw up a cue for question. If you just want to comment, throw a C.
I can't see that. I can't see it the chat very well. I'm gonna have to pull my phone up.
That's why I had my phone.
We can read it. Or you can read it.
I can put it on the screen when we get a good one. Can you read it off the screen?
Yeah.
We ain't got one yet. I didn't mean to fire you up.
No, you're good.
I feel one coming on though, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, before it gets any later, I'll do this, or I'll tell you this real quick. So, what I was going to do, I was going to call. Y'all remember the remains that were found on Industrial Park Road in Bristol?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was going to call on the live and see if they had any new information about that, because Because a lot of people had thought maybe that they were child remains, and it could possibly been Summer. What we heard living here very close to Bristol, we are actually in the same county as Bristol, but they, we heard it was from an adult male's remains. I was going to call them, and I don't know. We can still give it a shot, but I don't know if they're. So I tried to call once before, and they told me that and this is weird too, because I thought it was only Hawkins County that did this, but obviously investigators from the criminal investigation units don't work on weekends or
after like 9 to 5.
Or after 9 to 5. So, told me to call back on Monday.
Right.
Do what?
If you wanted to go, did you want to try to call?
I can. I got the number saved right here on my phone. So.
Okay.
I got you a question when you're done too on the screen.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. You can answer that. Go ahead and answer it.
That's a good question. I kind of want to know the answer too from somebody that's actually been around. Have you been around her much or no?
A lot, yeah. We found her.
Oh, Grandma, yeah.
That's why I said answer.
Yeah. Okay. What is it? How is she in real life? So. Yeah. We honestly, and this is just us, I mean, other people may feel differently being around her, but we felt like to us that she was the most truthful.
Yeah.
In person.
Yes. And
I felt like she
was not angry like people tried to paint her. She's very blunt.
I hate for saying it, but she was very kind to us.
She was
very kind to us, and from the first day that we met her. And
I was going to say this. Do you think that an investigator from Wisconsin would call somebody that is they're looking at as maybe being responsible for Rose, disappearance every week, giving them updates? He calls her. The investigator in Wisconsin calls Grandma Candace every week and gives her updates and just fills her in on anything he can. That is a fact. I've seen it. She proved it to us.
I remember you saying that before. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I think that, to my honest opinion, man, that she doesn't move fast. I said this in somebody else's chat the other day, man. I think a lot of times people give those people too much credit for being these criminal masterminds and stuff.
Right.
Candace doesn't even wash her ass or clean the house, she should. And you're going to say that she can cover up a perfect crime like this?
With zero evidence.
That's what is starting to bother me because you know me, man. I am a pro. It was Candace.
Right.
And I'm got to the point now where I'm like,
how would she?
How is she still gotten away with this? I don't get it. The perfect crime is hard.
Right.
Yeah, and that's for a very intelligent person. And people, she's dead. I thought it was funny in Dudley's interview. He says they're like he even does an impression of somebody being mentally handicapped. He said, like, duh. That's what he did in that interview. And then they said he said that about Dawn and Candace, and then they were like, but so you're saying that they're like this, but then could do this? They asked him, like, commit or could cover this up, and he goes, yeah, no, but they're like, but they're just good at he tried to rebound from it, and I was like, dude, that didn't work.
Right.
He tried to rebound, like, yeah, but they know the system so well that they can do it. Come on, man. I've been in the system. I was in the revolving door in and out of jail for years, because when you get in the system, you're in it. And until you got money to either pay your way out or you buckle down and do what's right. So I know Candace hasn't even really been through the system like that. She might have dealt with CPS and stuff like that.
Right.
But you're going to tell me that I don't know.
Yeah, that's my problem. I don't think she can cover up much.
Let me ask you this. Do you think say one of them has to be a part of it?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that doesn't mean that Candace don't have knowledge of something else and somebody else doing something.
Right.
Gotcha.
You see what I
Do
mean?
you think there's a chance Candace could have been involved, but Dawn not know?
We all.
Dude, I think if Don was not where he said he was on the
Right.
on 50, that he would have been arrested.
I agree.
If Don didn't have a solid alibi, and remember, like I said on my live,
Right.
Detective Pruitt said we went through all cell phone data, GPS data, and there was nothing. That's what he said, not me, the lead investigator. Is he
I'm starting to wonder, man. I'm telling you, if you'd asked me 2 months ago, I would have been 90% sure.
Yeah.
But the longer this goes on, the more I'm starting to think maybe I'm to the point now where I think what happened was Candace and A got a lot more hammered at the lake than they said. They got home. Candace passed the hell out, and then something happened to Summer, and they hit it.
Either that or somebody took her.
Or somebody could have took her. I'll even say that. But I think if somebody took her, it wasn't the way Candace made it out. I think she was probably roaming and down in the road, possibly.
Well, that's why I said I feel like Candace hasn't. I've always felt like this, that maybe she knows something, like even like Dr. Phil and the behavior panel said, that she knows something, but I think she's well aware of what she knows. And,
and it could be something just as simple as I fell asleep and when I woke up, she was there.
But it could be that she knows who was up there,
right.
because I think that there's been people on that property that have yet to be mentioned.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Probably.
So do you think what went down in that proper time frame?
That day? Or do you know?
So we went and ran the very first thing we did, looking in this case, we went to Kingsport and we did the timeline.
Right.
It fit. That works.
Right.
Now there was 2 stops that was not mentioned on the day, the thing she did that day. There was a gas station stop and allegedly at the dollar store. So now that would even make it even more plausible. But help me here with that, because
sorry, I got a comment I want to address.
Okay.
Actually, I read 2. So Linda Fields said Ted Bundy passed a polygraph. Just saying.
Yes, but 3
3
people did.
People passing a polygraph. I think that's more unlikely.
That means that gives.
Ted Bundy was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy was a lawyer.
That's very true.
Right.
Ted Bundy was not Don Wells. I will say that. I don't think that they could pass a polygraph. I really don't.
They did. They did, though.
Well, I mean,
I don't think. Well,
yeah.
Sheriff Lawson confirmed
it. So that links to my other one that I wanted to address. Suzette Brown said Lawson lied. She went for 2 and couldn't make it through. And when they set up the 3rd, Dawn told her, no, don't take it.
That's not right. That's not true.
They actually, so Candace went for the first one. She did have to take 2 of them. The first one, whenever they came to get her, it was still early on, and they came and picked her up at the house, put her in the back of a cop car.
No, let me help you though with that. The reason that her first polygraph, it come back as inconclusive, not deceptive, and that was because when they went and got her for the polygraph, they put her in the back of the car,
and she was very upset.
So
she was too upset for them to be able to really complete
have
it
accurate
and get accurate results.
Right.
So they ended up letting her go home. They let her wait a couple days. I think that was like on the Friday after Summer went missing, and she went back, I think, Monday, and she passed no problem.
Don passed his the first day. He even says he had trouble staying awake, which is weird. Now that could be because of substances. Now I'll give you that, but tell me that 3 people passing a polygraph. One person, yes, but if you're polygraphing 3 people that supposedly have knowledge, you're going to tell me all 3 of them came out as good.
Right.
That I believe the statistics are better and more accurate with the more people that pass on the same subject.
And then as far as them asking for another one and Don saying no, Hawkins County asked for another one to be conducted later on. Don said, no, not with Hawkins County. He said if FBI or TBI, either one wanted to do one, then they would have a problem with it. But he did not feel that Hawkins County needed to do another one. So that's what
I heard him say that on something where he talked about he wasn't going to. I thought, well, I watched it. I think he said he wouldn't even talk to Hawkins County, but he talked to.
Yeah,
So I don't know if he talked about.
Well, and the reason
I just can't believe nobody up there knows what happened, though.
No,
how is that?
Maybe I don't know if that what kind of now this is how I know we come out talking about the polygraph being passed early on before Lawson even confirmed it with Brian Enton on that interview.
Right.
But we talked about people were like, no, bull. And then when he said it, I said, I told you. But the reason we know this stuff is because the PIs, when they took on the case, they wanted to have Don and Candace and Grandma all do another polygraph for them, and they paid $600 a piece for a place in Knoxville to do it, and they were going to go do it.
They were like loaded up on the way there that day, and they ended up calling them. The person that was supposed to do it called and said, "You don't need to do this. One of the best people in the nation that does polygraph tests has already said that they passed. There's no need for us to redo it."
That's what was said to them.
So
Really?
Yeah, said one of the best trained people that give polygraphs works for the TBI and gave them the polygraph. That's what they said to us. Now, if I don't believe that the PIs would have lied to us like that. I don't see it, man. As much hate as people want to throw their way, they don't understand. These people, they have to turn over legally by law anything they have to law enforcement before anything else.
Right.
They have found missing people. They found Luke Vance that went missing. They've been a part of some stuff. They ain't their first time, and so we were blessed to be able to work with them early on, and they were the ones who reconned all the areas for EquiSearch to come back after the first time.
EquiSearch would have never been back here the following two times if it wasn't for the PIs.
But they stayed in the shadows. They didn't want to have any recognition for the longest time, and I understand why.
Why is Ronnie against people coming in? Do you believe?
Dude, that's a good question, because the very first press conference they brought up social media was causing a problem.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I told Brandie that. I said they did that because I watched that just the other day, and I said I never noticed the very first press conference they were already bitching about social media.
Why?
I seen that just the other day. That's wild you brought that up, ain't it?
Yeah, we were going to video.
Yeah, we were going to video on it. But did Ronnie Lawson plan some shit? How was he already mad in 3 days? It don't make no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
I don't know what's going, because if you look at Carly Trent case and you look at the other missing that she was missing in 2016, they encouraged the public, and Carly Trent was found on a property that looks just like Beach Creek and Ben Hill.
Right.
By not law enforcement, but by trained searchers, but by local people in the area. That's how she was found. And and they knew who took her. It was her uncle. And he had a vehicle. They could have went out of state, but yet they were encouraging people from the locals in the area to search and be involved. But now in this one, the very first thing also Lawson says, we don't need no help from the public. I was like, what?
Yeah, that was that was months before we started our channel, and when we saw that on our local news, me and him looked at each other and we were like, why are you saying we don't want the public's help? Like, that just is very odd to me in a missing child case. I don't care where you're at. I think that's weird.
I don't buy the reason either. I don't buy the bullshit about the terrain is so treacherous. It's the
people
woods.
around here know how to get through that terrain better than anybody.
That's what we're talking
That's
about.
what we.
As a kid, we would spend all day in the woods, you know, playing
Right.
and building forts and stuff. So
Nothing else. He could say, "We'll let the hunters look."
Yeah.
You know, the hunters can make it back. Damn
Exactly.
right. Don't do nothing.
yeah,
Something's better than nothing. He pisses me off. He won't take no help, but he won't do shit.
Didn't they say she's in that area somewhere? Come out and say that. Why aren't they searching that area?
I heard they turned down Adventures with Purpose.
They
Right.
did.
I know that could have been a rumor.
No,
No, it's
we're the
true.
ones who brought that to the forefront. We
Okay.
got an email that we
I
thought was
remember that.
might have been fake, and we reached back out to Adventures with Purpose and said, "Is it true that law enforcement told you that Summer wasn't in the water?" And that was last year in September when they said that Summer is not in the water and that they did not need Adventures with Purpose's services. Said their services were not needed. How can they say that when they don't?
Right.
Now,
How can they say she's in the area?
yeah,
That's
But-
what I was wondering too.
but
How do
Adventures
they
with
know
Purpose.
that? That's what I don't get.
That's what I'm saying. If she's, but you're saying she's close, but then you're saying that
Right.
that she's not in the water. But look, I'll be the very first to tell you, and y'all people can go fact check it all day. There are ponds on properties out there that you can't even see from Google Maps. You can't see it from unless you are owner of that property. You wouldn't know they're there.
Right.
Right.
And sometimes ponds, the stagnant ponds that gain water over rainfall, they're out in the middle of fields too. Now, how often are people out on some of these properties? Because a lot of property owners live in different states and don't even come in.
Right. Right. A lot of people own tons of property and they ain't
Right.
gonna be on 1/10 of it either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
The whole
I
thing.
tell you, you got me kind of discouraged about the search effort, and now I'm almost to the point I'm thinking Candace passed out. Summer had a 4-hour head start, got really damn lost, and I worry about that now because, man, with no arrest, I'm starting to grasp
Where's
at straws.
Where's the 4-hour head start? It's
No, he's just being hypothetical.
Oh,
She
hypothetical.
could have fell asleep and
Yeah, there
Summer
might be
could have,
the
wondered.
well, that's another thing that I did. So people took that as fact too. When that person, I'm not going to believe that one woman that said she worked at Hawkins County forever. It came on Ziggy and said that Sheriff Lawson asked the true crime community one time about, or wanted to ask the true or social media one question, and what happened in the 4 hours. I don't believe that.
I don't either.
No, I don't believe it either.
I
at
think
all.
he was just saying.
I was just spitting a number.
No,
out.
oh, I know you were. I'm sorry. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. It's
No,
all good.
Quit fact checking me, Cam. Damn,
No,
get
I
shit
wasn't.
wrong
I wasn't
all
doing.
the time.
I wasn't doing it. I do too, all the time. And
I thought you'd let it slide, but damn, you called me out, didn't you?
No.
You're watching Ziggy.
I get taken wrong all the time. I'm bad
No,
about
you're
it because I'm so blunt sometimes. I don't
Yeah.
think
I'm
I think
picking
you're
on
wrong
you.
at least one time every single day.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think
Dude,
there was more time than what he did.
I do too. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, that 5-minute shit. I was just
No.
yeah. Come on
Right.
now.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, man, why would you paint yourself into a 2-minute corner?
Yeah.
Right.
I
You
get-
know it?
and it does. This is thing too. Why did she continue with the public? Because she can tell all of us on YouTube or wherever anything she wants. All that matters is what
Right.
she told law enforcement.
Right.
So she continued with the 2-minute, 5-minute. Just like I said in that clip with Enchanted Life Path that Carl did. She could have easily said, "Look, I was just saying it was a very short time period." That
Right.
Right.
People do that
Yeah.
around here, especially all the time.
y'all
I'm
are
gonna
from
run
here.
down the store and I'll be back in 5 minutes.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
knowing good and well it takes you 30 to get there.
Yeah.
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 So I don't know. And that was another thing that was really odd. And we've talked about this on Air Channel about how Candace, if you ask her any questions, if you ask anything about what happened that day directly to her, she shuts down immediately. And the reason that I thought about this is because the first time that we met them in person, whenever we went up there and we filmed all the trails and everything, when we got home later and I was editing the video about the dog trail, I texted her and I said, hey, I just have a question, because at this point nobody knew whether they were sitting outside at grandma's camper fixing the knee brace or whether they went inside the camper to do that. So I asked her, I said, when you were fixing her knee brace, were y'all inside the camper or outside the camper? And she just said, I can't say, or something. It was just a very quick answer
And blocked us.
and then would not talk to us for a month straight.
And then acted like nothing happened.
Then, well, yeah, she told us what happened. I don't know. Dawn called you and you were on the phone with him. And I said, well, tell Candace that we said hi. And she was in the background. She started screaming and she said, I don't talk to people who ask me questions about what happened that day. I shut down. Her exact words.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
But then
she did it on Dr. Phil, so she ain't lying.
yeah, she did the same thing. Wouldn't answer.
Don't feel bad. She did it to Dr. Phil too. So
right.
I agree with certain people, with some comments in the chat. Somebody said, why be so upset that about being put in the back of the car and everything? Like, that's a good point. I agree with you 100%. Why?
If you know you did nothing wrong, then why would you be that upset?
But then again,
she was getting arrested.
Right. But then again,
she was getting arrested.
Yeah. Maybe
That's what
you could look at it in two different ways. She, that she could have just been like, why am I being arrested, or why am I getting treated like I did something when I didn't? Or
But no, this is the only thing. I believe the latter. I think that you wouldn't get that upset if you had nothing to hide. But I also then have to question this: why even give her another test? If it was, if somebody said earlier, they said inconclusive means deceptive or fail. I don't know if that's necessarily 100%. I don't think they would retest you.
That's not true.
Yeah, somebody said that. I was like, no, I don't know if that's 100%. I'm not being hateful or shitty to anybody in the chat. I'm just saying they're not going to retest you or even let you go home. Because best believe this. Look, yeah, people will pass it off well. Like they did earlier. What's his name? Passed the polygraph. Ted Bundy passed the polygraph. If you pass it, people can dismiss it too, or it's not. They're not allowed in court in trials because they're not admissible in court. My mind is not working because I'm wanting to. I'm passionate about it, but they'll say that. But best believe if you fail one, you're done. You're done. They are going to make your life hell.
Look at Chris Watts' case.
But
they took him in. He did that polygraph. It showed deception, and they sat him down and they interrogated him till he cracked.
But on other cases though, they will lock them in a room for hours. Yeah. No water, no drink, nothing until that didn't happen with them. And I'm like, why? Because then you have all these people coming out with all these alleged facts that are honestly just opinions, which is I don't know.
I got one for you, Cam. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Why would innocent parents not be cleared after a year? Have you ever heard of the parents not being cleared a year later? I haven't. Not innocent ones.
This is. Go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to think because
I
I don't know.
there
I
are
have to-
examples. Let me back up. I'm sure it has happened, but it's not a good sign that it's been a year and they haven't
Right.
cleared the parent.
I was trying to think of like the John Benet Ramsey case. I don't know if the police
True.
ever came
True.
out. And also, what was the little girl? They were on vacation.
The girl in England.
Yes,
Madeline.
Maddie McCann. I don't know that they ever came out and said that her parents were cleared.
Right.
So,
But it's not. It's weird.
Yeah.
it is. It is very weird. But then
Right.
it all comes back to them just basically they're alluding to like they don't have any evidence, in
But
my opinion.
Pamela Sanchez said that Candace was extremely upset because, and this came from Candace's mouth to Pamela Sanchez. She was one of the people that witnessed Jody Sue's son on the property, but she also was the person over the renovations to the Wells house. She said that Candace told her that Dawn was cleared and that they were looking at her. That they were.
I can believe that.
Yeah, and so, but then that's
But
not
they've
ever
just
been
never-
officially
yeah,
said.
they've
So
never come
I
out
don't know.
publicly and said-
And I'm not saying before that gets said, I'm not saying that's true and that she's 100%. But in my experience and talking to Pamela a lot, I feel like she's very, very truthful.
Very, very truthful.
Dude, I felt like from day one, if there was one of them that didn't know, it had to be Dawn.
Yeah.
I felt a better chance that Candace knew and Grandis, there's a better chance Grandis knows than Dawn.
I agree.
Because like you said earlier, I really think Dawn was at work. I think they'd have busted his ass by now if he wasn't.
Oh yeah. Dude, there and as far as Candace and them go, also we have to remember what Dawn, and this came from Dawn's mouth and other people witnessed it. When he came back from being arraigned on his DUI charges, Sheriff Lawson hit him with that violation of probation. They took him to the back. Federal FBI agents talked to Dawn at the courthouse that day and said, you need to have Grandma and Candace get their timeline straight. And he came back from court that day and walked in and told them that
y'all need to be working on
y'all's timeline.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think that I think Don doubts.
Do you?
Do what? I think he doubts Candace. I think he has.
That's what I've always said is that kind of bothers me a little bit is how Dawn is so. Every interview I've ever seen, he's 1,000% sure Candace didn't have shit to do with it, and I don't understand he could be that sure. I don't.
But if you watch him, especially if you watch him with the behavior panel, whenever they asked him that question, there was some hesitation there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that I think he wants to believe that.
I think he feels like he's obligated to
but I feel like there is part of him that does doubt.
And nobody's saying that Don hasn't said his fair share of awful stuff and
weird
things. Nobody's saying that. And that's and this right here is a good point in itself, that if people listen to us, we've not gave them any slack for the bad shit they've done.
Absolutely.
And I don't excuse any of that. The only thing we ever did was say if something was put out there as fact about them that we knew that wasn't true, then I said it wasn't true because that's the truth. Now, the behavior they did by being intoxicated on lives, the things, fighting each other, doing
the prank call.
I actually told Don when he said he was going to do that and did that. I said, dude, this ain't a game. I said, you don't do things like that. And he was totally focused. All Don wanted to talk about was my stepsister. I said, Don, it's not about them. Even if you're whatever it is, even if it's true, even if it's not, whatever. I said, it's about your daughter, not them.
Right.
And he don't grasp certain things, and I don't know if that's. I don't know.
Do you think Dawn, like, intellectually is like normal?
Yeah, I
Would
think,
you consider?
yeah. Yeah, I think Dawn has a bad. Dawn doesn't know when it's a good time to be sarcastic and when it's not.
And
when Dawn,
it's hard to tell when he's sarcastic.
It is.
A lot, and that's just
Right.
speaking from our experience because
this dude will crack a joke in the most awful time ever.
Right.
Our first
Right.
time being on the property, never meeting the man before, he comes down and he goes, "You want me to meet you at the bottom?" I was running the dog trail, seeing if it was possible with that bag of dog food from the
Right.
back door. Which just to let everybody know, I did in 11 seconds without it with Allie filming it from the camper. But Don comes down and says, "You want me to pick you up at the bottom of the hill in the red Subaru?" And he did this with his eyebrows. He went, and I didn't know how to take him at that
we
time.
looked at each other. We were like,
And I said, "Did you see that?"
as soon as when we got in the car and we started off that property, he said, "What did he mean about that red Subaru? Did you see his eyes?"
But he was literally just
joking.
and saying, "Oh
Because-
God," like the red Subaru thing, and I didn't know how to take him. But
That's crazy.
see, that's like I'm saying, he doesn't know when it's appropriate time or not. I'm not saying that he's has any kind of mental problems like that. I'm just saying, like, some
Right.
people, some people just don't have
don't
that.
know how to read the
He's got a quirk.
Yeah, or don't have that voice in their head to say, maybe I shouldn't say that right now. They just say
or
it.
maybe I shouldn't say that way.
Yeah, or did that sound weird? Yeah, they don't have that.
Like he's got a mean angel and a dumb angel on the other shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that he was raised the way that he was raised has a lot to do with his behavior.
All right.
Thank you, Mama Bear 2 on Crime and Life. Need to go back to the interview of Candace and Dawn. Candace says, "If I was here, no one treat her that way. Let's redo that interview, Cam."
What
I've
did
already
they?
done that one.
What's it say?
About when she says if she was around, no one would have hurt Summer in that interview.
I do remember her.
Yeah, I
saying
do
that.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah, she said it. I've seen that one.
yeah, we need
She
to
said,
read it.
if I'd have been around, no one would have treated her like that with me around. I think's how she put it, or when I was around, whatever. You get the gist.
Yeah, like and
Well,
just like slack. What did she say that one? Slack jag or slash jag when she's talking about. She said some off the wall shit too. When she came on her channel, she said,
She
"I don't."
said a lot of things when she came on her channel.
Somebody did a parody of it. That went in their chat for the first time ever the other day, and they were like, "I have to play you something," and it was our interview. And Candace says, "It's about to be the slash jag," and she said, "What the hell's that?" And I said, "Y'all know as much as I know. I don't know what the hell that woman meant by that." And also, it's like her sitting there saying, I ain't been drinking in a week. Fuck, sitting back all gangster, turning it up.
Well, you're drinking Candace Mountain Dew
Yeah.
after everybody done saw it.
Yeah, that was funny. I seen that.
Dude, that was
That
the
was
worst
most
day of my
uncomfortable
life.
situation I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And then she breaks up with her husband while he's incarcerated and her child is missing. And Cam goes, "Allie, you're a woman."
I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't know she was. I was like, I do not want to be here right now. This is why we didn't want them on our channel. And if people have to please take this into consideration. We didn't invite her up there. That was the first and only time she had ever been on our channel, and she came unannounced, and I felt obligated.
She
Right.
was like,
Yeah.
I want a link. And so
Yeah.
it's not my metabolism.
Yeah, that's not my. I'm not making that joke
Mama
again.
Bird G said that. That did not come from us. We can't.
Yeah.
So Don told you before he's going to do that prank. Is that what you're saying? He's going to do it?
You knew about it?
Not until after.
No, he the night before he said, "Wouldn't it be funny if we did?" Like, I didn't know he was actually going to do it.
Right.
But
He ran it by you.
yeah, he said, "Wouldn't it be fun?" He would say this all the time. He would always be like, "Why don't we do for all these spirit boxes?" He would say, "Why don't we get a fart box and then we'll talk to the spirit box and then put a fart sound?" Like, he would do that stupid. And I would just dismiss it. But when they did that, I said, dude, that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know,
We
I
literally talked to them just a couple of hours before that call occurred. And he had said at some point, I don't even know if it was that night that he said it, but wouldn't it be funny? I forgot about that. Wouldn't it be funny if we called them?
But who am I? What the hell am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? Even if
you tell Don Wells not to do something, he is guaranteed to go
do it.
Right.
That's just how he is.
Yeah, he's never going to have a lawyer stick with him over a week.
No, you can't effectively give that man counsel or Candace.
What would you, think about it though, if they went to trial, could you imagine? Could they use everything off of YouTube against them, you reckon?
I don't think so.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if it's turned
Yeah,
over as
they
evidence,
can.
They use it. It's
like
public.
things with you.
It's out there. They can use anything.
The worst thing I heard out of Don, throughout all this, was the one interview where he was talking about his daughter being essayed.
Yeah.
She took it like a man or something took it like a woman. And I was like, holy
yeah,
shit.
That's what I
believe every woman on there ain't jumping through the damn computer to just choke the shit out of him.
Dude, we listened to that again the other day, and I was like, did he? Because I must have missed that one when it happened, because I was like, when I heard it again the other day, I said, holy crap. I said, that is the awful.
And then him talking about
well, when I told him, he was saying something. Was one time, this is when I said about his being raised, or whoever put the thoughts or the way he looks at life in his head. They're effed up individual, because he said one time, I ain't getting out there and showing that I'm a pussy and crying and doing this and showing. I said, that's not what it will do at all. I said, it actually shows that you have emotions. Like I guess whoever raised him or somebody in his life told him that men don't ever cry, and you are just the biggest coward wuss. I don't know. I kind of was raised like that for the longest time. And
then you met me.
Now I can't stop after I met her and cry all damn time. Yeah.
How you were raised, it really will affect you.
Yeah.
If it's bad or good. So
you're indoctrinated pretty much.
Yeah.
Mama Bear 2 says, I like you guys doing shows together. It's couples night in the crime community.
There you go.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, me and Brandy's real excited to have the second best couple in on our channel.
I caught that, or I said, you have to do it. And we laughed. I was like, hell yeah. Dude, I
thought it was funny.
Dude, look,
I love the pick.
You were bringing up how John said we didn't like you because what people were saying.
Yeah.
Me the same. Then I started watching all one night. I'm like, oh my gosh, he knows so much.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry about that, but
it's all good. No, I appreciate people being 100.
Right.
But I tell John all the time, you guys know your information. I've learned a lot from watching you guys.
Thank you.
What?
So Candace having 7 children now with none in her custody. She'd probably just be ignored, right? Candace will be held accountable, period. Time is ticking.
What? Say that again.
They're talking about Candace having 7 children and not having custody of none of them now should be ignored.
She gave up her rights to the first one.
Right.
She gave up her rights to her first 2 children. Because that was how the court, I guess, did. They were like, you need to give up your rights. But it was were the kids hurt and it was by the dad, or was that bullshit too? Now the abuse was from her ex, her first husband, and he was very abusive. And Candace fully admitted that she was on drugs, and that he was a very mean and abusive to her.
Controlling and
Andrew, by the way.
Andrew, yeah. And people, Candace did speak to her daughter, Candace Floden, and there is Facebook messages that prove that, of her saying, I was very young. I wanted y'all to have a better life. I'm sorry I failed you. I don't know verbatim, but those are out there. And that's not, that doesn't excuse her behavior then, whatever it is. But people need to understand too. Do you know the real reason that those children were removed that the boys were removed?
Why?
Failed urine screens. It's not, and I've tried to preach it from the rooftops. Do you think that when Summer first went missing, when law enforcement was in and out of that house every day, flipping the house, that they would allow those boys to continue living there till July something?
Right.
They could have.
See, I kind of wondered about that too, because I was like, they seen the conditions of the house way before the boys got yanked. It wouldn't make sense that it took that long. I kind of wondered about that, but I never knew it was that was actually what it was. Urine, felon drug test.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
what was it for? Meth?
No, cocaine.
Pot?
Cocaine.
Oh.
That's why I was telling you on the phone the other day. Don Wells is not a meth head, dude. He's a crackhead.
Dude, I just suspect they're all cooking meth out there. That's why Jody Brown wants to keep everybody out. I thought that could have been something.
Candace has lost more. What Candace was way chubbier than she's a straight alcoholic before Summer, went missing, and she's lost weight after.
She was an alcoholic. She told us that she had been drinking and had been an alcoholic since before the boys were ever born. And so she had been. That's her. She likes weed and she likes alcohol
and pain pills.
And pills, yeah.
And Don Wells is a cokehead, and what he does to make himself feel better about his habit is call everybody else a meth head.
Because
he thinks it's bad, right?
Yeah, he thinks that it's worse than it makes him. It makes him, I guess, in his mind, feel better about his addiction. That 100% they fell for cocaine because Don left and he went on one of his benders like he does. And when he came back, that's when he got hit with the drug test. Now, how I know this is because Candace thought she was going to pull a slick one on Don and called social services about him leaving. And she got pissed too because Don doesn't go down by himself. Don makes her do it too when he messes up.
Well,
that's messed up. Now, to tell how we know that,
it's fair to say makes, because she is an adult.
But Don, we've seen
I know
him.
He's very persuasive, but you get what I'm saying?
We saw him that time flip out on her, and he caught himself.
It was the only time we ever seen them have even attitudes while we were there.
Yeah, he over a phone charger, dude. He flipped his shit.
Oh, really?
So just Dawn failed for coke, and all Candace did too?
They both did. She got tested too, not thinking that they would test both of them.
She thought she called them that they would only test him.
And and she had this idea that Dawn goes to jail, she gets the property, and she could move into she could get whatever. What was it? How did that go?
She was hoping that with them fixing her house, that they would basically just build her a mansion.
That's
what she expected. And so she thought, because she had all these people who were volunteering to help with the house, and they were buying things for the house. She thought that if Dawn went to jail, that here she'd be sitting up there on this property that she thought would then be legally hers. She would have her boys and have her a nice house.
Yeah.
And that's not at all how any of that worked. So
did she not understand what reality was? I mean, I don't get why. Why do you think she's left? Makes sense to me to leave the place that's free to live there. What do you think that's all about? Why she leave?
She quit talking to us in February of this year. And well, actually, I got something. Here's a surprise for everybody. We got a message on Facebook yesterday out of nowhere from Candace.
Really?
Yes, and she said, "Dude," she said, we had you remember when all the other creators said that Candace said she was going to end herself?
Yeah.
We never got on our channel, spoke about, said anything. We just messaged her on Facebook, said, "Are you okay?"
Well, I messaged her on Facebook and I texted her.
Well,
just so to make sure she got it.
She never replied and had the private investigators call us and tell us that she was okay. Well, then last night we get a message from her that says, let me pull it up real quick.
Once again, we have not talked to her since February.
Yeah.
Right.
Where is it?
Here.
There it is. I got it. Never mind. I found it. Okay. What do y'all YouTubers care?
Oh, wow.
And
she was a YouTuber at one time.
Yeah.
well, see, this is the thing Candace does. She gravitates to the ones who don't give a crap about her. And then
Right.
she, like I said, she told us 6-7 times we weren't allowed back up there. And
Right.
we never felt appreciated, but people thought we were just all chummy with them. Candace did us dirty as hell the whole time, and we were out there trying to help find her child. We didn't have to be out there up on those mountains and stuff. She never said thank you, not one damn time.
Never said thank you. Got mad at us when we came up there. They wanted us to. This was the last time we went up there in February. She wanted us to help hang drywall. I've never hung drywall in my life. He's done it.
Brandie wouldn't be much of a drywaller either. Don't feel bad.
Well, we literally got one piece of it hung up, and that was because she decided to call it quits. And she got so mad at us because she wanted us there the next day at like 7:00 in the morning. And we had went down there, and the kids were with my mom or his mom one for the weekend. And so we had just got us a motel room down there. And if you're
I'm staying till checkout time. Thank you.
Not till 11. We're going to stay there because we don't have kids, and that never happened.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we weren't there in a timely manner.
I want to show what I said back to her on here. She said, "What do you YouTubers care?" And I said, "What do you mean, Candace? We actually do care. We always have. You were the one that was shitty to us, but we still care." She said, "I care about you," and I said, "So are you just not going to answer back now?" "Well, I'm fine, okay."
That was this morning.
That was
she did not reply
6:30
back to the
a.m.
text. She did not reply back to the text all day yesterday, and then this morning I woke up at 6:30 and she said, "Well, I'm fine, okay." Okay.
Ask CCareRN. Tell me where you get that she's criminally savvy. Tell me what makes you think that. Like, I'm being honest. I want to know why, and then I'll tell you why I don't think so.
Who said it?
Probably in the comments.
I was going to say, I never said that shit. I don't think she's...
CCareRN is her name. And I'm not being negative or rude. I'm just asking, like, what makes you think that she's criminally savvy? And where would she be at? Where would that come from? Is Candace a manipulator? 100%.
Absolutely.
100% will manipulate people.
Yeah.
Because it's all about what.
If you look at their records, you'll realize they're not great criminals because there is charges for miles on Don shit.
Yeah.
He ain't got away with much.
Right.
No.
I mean, have you ever seen Don's record?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, some of them are juniors peppered in here and there, I think, the way it looks. But, man, he ain't got away with much because his is horrible. I've never seen Candace's. I'm assuming it's probably not great.
Right.
It's not. There's not a whole lot.
There's not.
Is there not?
No.
What is there?
The stuff in Wisconsin with the kids, and that's about. Isn't that about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was
not.
That was assault on a. Well, how was that labeled? That charge? Assault on a. Not a family member, spousal assault,
something like that.
Yeah.
And it was not. She was not charged with child abuse.
Not charged with child abuse. It was spousal.
Wow.
Was that with Andy?
Yes.
Yes.
Andrew. Yeah.
You would think with Summer missing, they wouldn't be doing drugs. They would know they'd be drug tested. You know, that makes no sense.
You would think at least one of them wouldn't have been doing it because you would think would have passed their drug test. They might have given them custody as long as the other one left the property or something.
That tells you right
Probably.
there.
You know?
Yep.
I would be on my best behavior, wouldn't you?
Yes,
Yes.
there's.
Everybody's watching you.
I even
Yes.
gave them the benefit of the doubt. I said, yeah, look, I'm a recovering addict. I understand. If something like this happened to me, I would probably go off the deep end for a while. But
Yeah.
then there's a time that you round it up for your kids,
Right.
and you
Right.
do what has to be done. Now,
Right.
you know, did they do that? No. I don't. You know, Don's excuse was, well, now that we're getting piss tests and stuff, that's why I drink all the time now.
Right.
He said, because it's legal, and I'm like, dude, you're just trading one thing out for the other.
Yeah. They needed help.
And yet at the same time, going out, he still was going on benders, going to Knoxville and taking off and disappearing.
That's all.
I was looking for some questions. I don't see none.
There was a bunch of before, but I think we missed them.
I missed them all.
Yeah. I'm just
Donna and Candace are not normal. Why do we expect them to do what normal folk do?
True.
That's true.
True.
I don't know what to think anymore, man. I tell you, I'm confused as hell.
With
The
the
pro-
case.
Yeah, the problem is, like I said, the reason I'm pulling out all these inconsistent things from every single person who was around that child has conflicting stories. Every one of them, and they are contradicting to their own selves as it goes. Like every single one of them.
Hey, what's your thoughts? Have you seen the Fred Hill wearing a wire stuff?
I don't know. Have you?
Ziggy has recordings where Fred Hill's telling her that he's been wearing a wire for the police, and like he got too close to Dawn one time, and it started playing a song or some shit, and Dawn was like, "What's that?" He was like, "It's just my phone." You ever seen that?
I've not heard
No,
that.
I ain't heard that.
Yeah.
I have.
It was on just the other day. That's what she was saying. Well, she played the recording, and that's what Fred Hill was saying.
I
He
guess
told
that
that
was
story.
one of the interviews with Fred, right?
This was recent. She said, "This is going to light up the internet. Everybody's going to be blown away." And apparently, it didn't work because they ain't even heard about it. I was just there. I probably wouldn't have.
Pull this comment up. He asked some YouTubers to pull it off, huh? Pull that one up.
Who is it?
Oh God, I just saw it.
Is it?
Hold on.
Ziggy has good interviews with Fred. I don't know, man.
Who
was
there you go?
Where's it at?
Hills in the air. What are you asking? How do I know what?
Charlotte Ann said, Cam, you only knew the Wells 8 months. We only knew them. We met them in person the first time in September 4th. And then we quit talking to Candace. Obviously Don, we hadn't talked to him since he went to jail, and Candace in February. So same time. That's the only, that's as long as we knew them.
Yeah. And so for the person that said he asked YouTubers to pull this off, huh? I'm going to be the first one to tell you, with me and me having the record that I have been back in the day, why in the holy blue hell would anybody try to cover for Don Wells and them?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think the behavior panel said what they said? Do you think they would risk their reputation and credentials? These people were trained by the military and, the FBI and federal CIA. Do you think they're going to put their jobs on and their reputations on the line for Don Wells?
I got you a good one coming up. Here it is. Can you see it?
No, read it.
Do you think Candace was S.A. Hunter? I don't know. I have no idea. Like I said, and we've been very open. I don't know anything prior to what this case and the people that have said things. The things that I said about filling the urine screens and stuff, that came from people, them on the hill.
We're just looking for an opinion, Cam. If you had to lean one way or the other, what would you say? In your opinion.
I don't know. I don't know
With
if
that situation, I would not even want to give an opinion.
I don't
because
want
I
to,
don't
yeah.
know enough about their dynamic to be able
Have
to.
you seen the text message though? That's why there's a doubt in my mind, or I wouldn't.
Do you
I probably
think
wouldn't.
H would do that with her if he's? I mean, dude's not.
I would hope
He
not.
He had a girlfriend.
had a girlfriend. Yeah.
I had girlfriends too, but I know when I was 15, I was like,
Would you lay it to Candace? Would you lay it to Candace?
No,
at 15?
this-
hey, she's about a 12 pack, but maybe.
Okay, I'll give you that. I've been back in the day young. I drank like a fish and was
Couple
black.
shots, a 12 pack.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I see where you're going with that. That's a possibility, I guess. And Candace, would she do it? Probably, because she.
Oh yeah, Candace, I think maybe would.
Do you see how? She got head over heels for Benning. She thought
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
she did. I think that was the whole primary reason she said she didn't want to be with Don no more because she thought she had a chance.
She did. She sure did.
Oh, she had it bad for Earn Dog too.
Bernie
Yeah.
and Benny.
You remember that day I
Candace.
gave her a hug up there on the property, and she was like, "Ah."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no."
She
Kim
was.
hugged her.
Candace,
She was all like, yeah.
I think where she just did not get much attention from
Right.
Dawn.
Yeah.
That anytime a male showed her attention, she was just head over heels
Right.
because she would even try with him. Like she would call whenever I'd be at work and be like trying to talk to him and be like, "Well, you can come up here," and he'd be like, "Well, like to work on the grandma's truck or whatever." He would be like, "Well, Allie has to work." "Well, that's okay. You can come over here anyway."
We'll come pick you up.
"Yeah, we'll come pick you up." And he was like, "No, thank you."
No thanks, I'm
Did you ever
good.
tell him about the time where she
Yeah.
with the cow?
I got some shit I gotta get done.
Oh, the picture I have a screenshot.
You have to tell that story though.
They called on a video call one time, Grandma and Candace was in a cow
But you
costume.
didn't know this
And I
at the
didn't know
time.
this because the hood of the costume wasn't pulled.
What?
She said, "Listen, this is weird." She said, "You want?" She says, "You want to see my tits?" And she started doing this with the camera, and it was an udder on this cow thing, but I didn't know it. I threw my phone down. Was like, "No,
No, Candace, no.
yeah." They
Wow.
and Grandma's sitting beside her dressed like Crocodile Dundee. I'm like, "What is going on up there?"
Wow.
Dude, this is the shit like people, and that's what I'm saying. There's your criminal masterminds right there.
They was LARPing, I bet, wasn't they?
It probably was. They probably, Grandma was probably milking her, and then, well, I'm just saying, like, because they're LARPing.
Yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter, John.
I'm sorry, my bad. Cam and Allie tell if it's bad or good. Cam and Allie tell if it's bad or good. They are just honest. I've never caught these two in a lie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mama Bear, thank you.
Thank you.
We try to not. If we don't know the answer to something, we don't either. We just tell people we don't know. So.
Look,
I'll give an opinion on damn near anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, when I was wrong about the roadway inn having a back on it. When somebody called me on, I said, "Yeah, okay, I'm wrong. Sorry, I didn't go back there."
Yeah.
I admit to when I'm wrong about things, and if I don't know it, I don't know it. But I can promise you, I encourage people to fact check what I'm telling them. And if I say I can't confirm it or show you proof, then either believe me or not. I'm not begging you to,
Right.
but we try to show you with our transparency and honesty and the things we can bring facts with that we have no reason to bullshit. I don't have no reason. I don't. If Don and Candace are guilty, then they need to be held to the highest extent of the law.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean that I have to treat them like shit to their face.
Right.
Because that's not my place.
And this was the biggest thing. Like when we first started our channel, we were getting so much crap because we were just treating them like human beings, and we still get it from time to time.
Because there's no evidence to
There
this
is
point.
no evidence that we are knowledgeable about that says that they are 100% guilty.
That
I would-
anybody
right,
is
that
knowledgeable.
anybody is. I would 100% rather treat somebody with kindness and respect and then find out down the line that they did something than to trash
Right.
them and treat them like the biggest pieces of crap in the world and then find out later that
They're innocent. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Well,
the
and,
way that I think.
If y'all are trying to find out, what's going on, we'll be talking to them after 20 minutes of treating them like shit, and then what good does that do?
Right.
Yeah. How far would we ever have got if I would have rolled up there and said, "You are a piece of shit and I hate you. Now tell me the truth."
Right.
They'd have been like, "Okay,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bye.
bye."
And the route y'all decided to take got you around them more than about anybody.
Right.
So, you got a better idea of who they are and what
Their
they're about
character.
than most people.
Right.
But one thing too is I told them from the very beginning, and I've said it every time we've ever done a live from the beginning, was we will
Right.
go where the truth goes, and I told them that too. So
Yes. Told them to their
why,
face.
and a lot of the times that they told us not to come back and were angry is because we did say things that were not flattering or favorable to them, and they didn't like that.
Right.
But it was the truth, and I'm sorry.
Right.
And you still won't say they didn't do it, right?
No, I don't know anything. I know as much as everybody else knows. I
think a lot of people think because of the way you don't hone in on them that you're saying that you think they're innocent. I think you'll agree you don't know that.
Right.
no, I don't
We
know.
have never. This is one thing people ask us all the time. Why do you think that they're innocent? I seen
Right.
somebody earlier asking, why do you think they're innocent? We never said we think they're innocent. We never said that they
Right.
are innocent. We are just stating
I'm-
the facts
and
that
bring-
we do know.
And bringing up good, good questions. These people that act this way, and how do you think that they could pull something like this off? I'm asking those questions too. These are the things that I weigh in my own mind.
Right.
And that's just, instead of me saying going with the public, court of public opinion, and I tried to look into everything. Well, why didn't you look into Don Canslate? Why didn't you do a live about this? Well, if people would have listened, we have. And we have
Right.
talked about things with them. But due to everybody's, not doing their own research and looking into things themselves,
yeah.
and not just us, other channels too, they never are 100% on. This is the thing I say too with trolls. Before you come over and try to throw shade on me, at least research me so you do sound like you know a little bit of what you're coming at me with.
I agree. Yeah.
Right.
People bring hate and don't even know who you are,
Yeah.
So.
Are you going to fight somebody or would you go into a real fight with somebody and not look
No.
into them and see what their strengths and weaknesses are? No. You want to know who your opponent is. You want to study them.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just don't. I've never understood that, because if I'm going to come at you, I'm going to come with some stuff that you can't lie about. In fact, I'm going to research you down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think though, it had to be a weird damn environment there when Jose was living there. That just seems so creepy to me, having this dude that nobody knows living in the playroom and all that. Could you imagine that? And then Allie there and Hunter there in that little bitty house, because that house is smaller than it looks, I think, ain't it?
Dude,
Don't it look? Ain't it pretty small?
It's extremely tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the people living there, that's like a horrible environment
For kids. Yeah.
for everybody. What'd you think about Jose, Cam?
I think a lot of the things I don't think he was 100%. I don't think he was truthful in a lot. He said he was there for 6 months and he was not.
It just, a lot of the things that he said, and this is my
But yet he
opinion,
did have a job. He said he
have
did.
a job. And grandma was taking him to work.
That's
So,
all true. And I thought, I doubted that. But I said, why, if you were only here for such a short time, why'd you get a job? I really didn't think so. But he did.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But a lot of the things that he said, I felt that were already things that were talked about online. You could tell that he had at least paid attention because he was calling Grandma Grandis.
Yeah.
Nobody calls her that in real life. Nobody had ever called her that. She hates that.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I felt like also, I don't know. It just didn't add up for the things that he said about Dawn and what he saw Dawn doing. It didn't make sense because they should have only been together at that house for about a week's time. Both of them also had jobs. So that would have left him to see everything that he said Dawn did only on evenings and one weekend for a week. And it just makes sense.
Right.
So,
I didn't buy how he acted like he was so cavalier towards Dawn in his own house either. I thought, Dawn don't seem like the kind of man that's going to put up with no shit from a Jose. I'm sorry.
No.
You say all you want about him, but in his own house, I don't feel like Jose was punking him like he made out to. Jose really embellished his story with Dawn, and I don't buy none of that.
The people
Does this chat run up or down over on this? On Restream, does the chat run up or down?
Down.
Down. The new ones are at the top, and they go
down. No wonder I'm so damn behind.
Dude, on mine, I got another one on my screen. One's going up and down, and the other one's going down and up, and that's why I'm going to get over to StreamYard too. I think I stay lost.
Yeah.
They're asking about the footprints, Cam. What's your judge of the footprints?
See, till law enforcement confirms it, even though that I know that the property owner, they are truthful, and that's what happened because speaking to the property owners, the private investigators went and talked to him, Dave Rader, even though I know till it's still only, I guess you would call it rumor or hearsay till law enforcement confirms it, but that is 100%. They were there. And, the first set is 1/4 of a mile. Or no, how is it? 1/4 of a mile from the Wells property, and the other,
or 3/4 of a mile away from them.
Yeah, and then the next couple of prints is 3/4 of a mile away from them. It's not a scent trail; it's a set of prints and her scent
on the prints,
and then
nothing until the next set of prints.
Yeah,
and there was not just one print on each property.
How would that be?
That's in the property, like carried, sat down. Yeah.
And that's exactly what the property owner said. That was his exact words. He said that he felt like it sounded to him that she was carried, sat down, picked back up, carried some more, sat back down, and picked up. So.
That, man, damn. If that's super accurate, that's crazy, ain't it?
Look, man, Dave Rader even comes out. He says the night that I came into town, a search and rescue got a big piece lead, and they gave everything they had the helicopters out till 3 and 4 in the morning. They thought they were going to find her
that night,
and nothing.
Right. Yeah, Leslie Earhart, that's her statement. She said she thought by the time she gave the next press briefing, they would be talking about having Summer. So that makes me think she was really pro she had walked off in the beginning, at least.
I really feel, and this is my opinion. This is mine. I don't even know if he agrees with this opinion, but I feel like one of the reasons that law enforcement has not confirmed or denied the footprints up to this point, they have not even spoken about them. They haven't said anything. I feel like it's because that's probably one of the only bits of evidence that they have. And that's my opinion. But
yeah, and also, this is another thing, and I feel like this is very important too. People, you wanted to know why I brought up the questions I had. We were, you said it yourself that we were around the Wells quite a bit. We tried to turn things over to law enforcement. We never got a share file given to us to give them, turn the information over. We tried to report it, and they wouldn't even call us back on some stuff. So they never reached out to talk to us either.
So
why? Yeah.
to answer.
Knowing the time they spent
Yeah.
around.
I would really want to be talking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird to me. I get that.
There's a
See,
question
there
there.
are-
I know when the footprints were put there, it could have been.
Yeah,
another
that's what I
date.
was gonna say. So
Oh, okay.
those footprints, what law enforcement and the search and rescue team told the people, the property owners, that those prints were left sometime between June 15th and when they were found,
Yep.
which was June 19th or
19. They were found on the 19th.
So 4 days.
So
Long
they said that they had been left there after she had been reported missing.
people, if y'all want to see all the information on it, I have a video and actually 4 or 5
We
live
have
streams
multiple lives
that
showing all
show,
that.
yeah, it shows every one of the property owners. I have screenshots of every one of their posts on Facebook when he came out and spoke about everything. It's there. The information.
I've seen one of the Facebook posts on the footprints before. On
I have.
Facebook.
There's multiple ones, dude. This dude,
Right.
yeah. He does it play by play, talks about everything, even goes to as far as the law enforcement told me if I was going to speak about this to be 100%, you know, he breaks it down and listen, these people aren't like the property owner where these prints were found, not Mary Sexton, but the other one, the guy who spoke out. These aren't your just run of the mill like crappy people. They're upstanding people. He owns a trucking company. She is a photographer and like
She
a
does
graduate,
and-
theater, and is a graduate of she has very good.
Right,
Yeah, dude, these people have no reason to BS about it.
Yeah.
right. Now, can they date the print though? I wonder how that works.
So for their dog, for search and rescue dogs to have alerted on a scent, it would have to be within a certain amount of time period that dog would pick up. Now, the dogs didn't alert on the prints till search and rescue had been all over that property. Now, that's what I was getting to. There's a screenshot from the property and it said they came and knocked on my door. This was June 18th and asked if they could search our property. We said yes. On the 19th, they found it. But so when the dogs, they couldn't tell if there was adult prints or not because
there was so many prints from
search and rescue where they had been all over the area when the dogs did alert.
So that tells me and that search and rescue were out there before having the dogs there. They were out there already searching that property. Then they brought the dogs through there.
Yeah.
That's what I take from that.
And if people want to argue about the size comparison, they had some. So how they got a good scent of Summers is they got it from one of her shoes. Yes. Now
I've heard that said a lot. Yeah.
And they told the property owner, they said they compared all the kids' shoe sizes, his kids, the property owner's kids, to make sure it was not any of his kids. He said, my kids don't play out there where those were found. They were behind a ridge where you couldn't even see from the house. Dude, they tried to, rule everything out. To make sure that it was Summers. So, and think about this too. If they got the best scent from her shoe, the dogs would be more accurate at alerting on a footprint because that's where, it's sweat coming from the feet in a shoe.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about, how did they know it's Summer scent? It could have been one of the boys, this and that. But yeah, I wouldn't even think the little one and her could wear the same size shoes or clothes.
No,
wouldn't think.
No, boy's foot, their feet are most.
He's older too.
Yeah, he's older, and they're it's going to be boys' feet are quite a bit bigger, right? In most cases.
Yeah.
Right.
And those are good sized boys. Them boys ain't like on the small side. They're good sized boys.
Yeah.
So it was a barefoot, not shoes, right?
Barefoot print. Barefoot.
Oh, it was barefoot?
Barefoot print.
Okay.
Oh. Wow. Were all of them on the road? What are you talking about? The one at the Ridge, was that on the road or was that on their property?
That's on their property behind the ridge, and he even explains that, like, the way that these prints and where they're found at, it's like it was strategically out of sight from the house and everything where they were found.
Away from houses, away from like trail cameras.
Gotcha.
Game cameras, yeah.
So
That would.
Summer's supposed to have her shoes on that day. I guess she should have still.
They said she was barefoot.
Oh, she's barefooted. Okay,
Yeah.
she had already took them off.
Man, that really, I can kind of see why you lean more towards what you lean toward
Right.
now after you think about the footprint,
Right.
how that is. It makes a lot more sense to me what you're thinking now.
Yeah, and that's why it's hard for us. It's hard for me or her to dismiss that when there's all that, and then they still don't have the red Toyota Tacoma. And what if, Sheriff Lawson says it itself in an interview that it could be something that this person don't want to come forward just because they didn't have a driver's license or something.
Right.
But it could be something. It could be the other. Till they have that, they can't say that she wasn't. That was that goat ringer. It's that, bah! But they can't until they get that info from them. We'll never know.
That's wild, man. When you talk about the prints, it really makes you think you might be onto something. It makes sense.
But then again, he could have walked away. I don't know. But you people were even like, well, couldn't those been left on a different day or while Summer would had no business ever being that far. I've showed it on the maps. It's far.
Yeah.
What time did they drop the mail off on Ben Hill Road? Do you know what time the mail ran?
I have no clue.
I thought about this, okay? Follow me. It's the mailman that saw the red truck. I guarantee you.
Good point. It is. If
it was an Amazon delivery, Amazon ain't delivering to Ben Hill Road every day. They would know what day that Amazon delivery was there. It's the post office dude because he comes every day and he ain't positive. It's got to be.
Well, there's that. Yeah, we're gonna say this. There is somebody who works for the mail that lives on Ben Hill Road. Also, the person said that they couldn't recall if it was on the 14th or the 15th that they saw that red truck. That's also a thing too. So, yeah.
That's who it is. I know it. Let's go hang out by the mailbox one day, Cam, and just like have the camera on him when he rolls up to put the mail in and be like, it was you, wasn't it?
We can stand in the middle of the road all day back there as long as we're saying, like, we can say, hey, we're filming nature. As long as we can find a little piece of property we can film the gravel and the easement and say we're documenting it.
It is, man. I'd love to ask the dude. I'd love to. Or the postal lady, whichever. Why you gotta try to make me out to be a sexist?
Well, I'm not. I'm saying just to cover you. You know how people are.
Yeah,
Cam worked 2 hours, buddy. It flew by, man. I'm ready to shut her down.
I feel you.
Thought it was awesome.
Thank you. I had a good time, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, thank you all for having us.
Yeah, thank y'all for coming. It was great. 472's damn near our record.
Yeah.
I am appalled. I will never come back here. I'm out of here. No, I'm just playing.
I didn't see too many people acting up either. I thought everybody in the chat was pretty respectful.
No, it's all good. I mean, you know what? People are, not everybody's gonna like us, and I don't want them to. If people don't like us and they don't want to listen to us, that's okay.
It's okay.
Right.
There's other people to listen to.
Yeah, there's
Exactly.
you have a huge selection out there.
Exactly.
I agree.
No,
I just ask that each and every one of people look. Yeah, I encourage you, fact check me, do any, and then make your opinion. That's all we ask.
I agree. Definitely. I've learned that over.
If you do to everybody, you're not doing yourself justice.
Right.
I think.
I agree.
Right.
That's right. it's good to be up to date on everything that's being said.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, Cam.
Y'all welcome
Bye,
to
Allie.
come back at any time.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to come up on our. Y'all can come over on ours anytime.
Yeah,
Just pop in
anytime.
there and say, "Give me a link," and you come up.
Right.
All right, guys.
man.
See ya.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.
See ya. Thank
Later.
you.
Oh, damn, I think I froze him.
Uh-oh.
That's wild. Are we still moving?
Yeah.
I tell you guys, I think anybody that, just wants to hate on Cam and Allie, you're not helping your cause any. Cause like I said, I've said this a million times. These guys have actually been around Don and Candace more than anybody.
Right.
And when they were around Don and Candace, they're not like Benny and Ernie. They're not just goofing off, wearing tin hats and acting like jackasses.
They were trying to help and get
They were trying to help search and do stuff, and you're not going to learn anything by not talking about it.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I know I'm not saying you agree with them. I don't agree with Cam. I still think there's a good chance it was the Wells. Now, I'm not going to lie either and say I know that for 100%, because the longer this goes on, the more it comes down to they're not that damn smart.
Right.
They pull it off. I think it's good to listen to everybody, and like me and Brandie had told y'all, we're going to start having a new guest each Wednesday, and that way we can get everybody's take.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And I think they made a great guest because, like I said, they have a lot of knowledge of the inner workings of the Wells. So thanks everybody for coming. Thanks everybody for donating. Mama Bear, I'm sorry. I would have tried to catch your questions without super chat, but they were going by so fast that I apologize. And everybody that we missed your question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sometimes you get wrapped up in the conversation. It's hard to focus on both.
Yeah, I'm bad at this when it starts going too fast, and especially when I get somebody that knows
a lot of info.
Stuff really well, I get kind of lost in the conversation.
You said we might have one Friday. Maybe if y'all have questions, keep them in. Go over on our next live.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen Canada.
Thank you.
Nanny the Two Boys, Sweet Sativa, Charlie K. Thank you, Charlie, for helping us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for all the mods that are here to join us.
I don't know if Jesse made it. I didn't see her. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Crackin Cases, thank you for coming on. Thanks everybody for coming. We're going. We're old. We go to bed.
We're old.
Yeah. Well, I am.
Yeah.
Not my beautiful wife.
Yeah. Y'all subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for coming over.
Yeah. Hit that way out. And thanks everybody for coming.
See you later.
Good night.